Weekend with some special cocktails from Beth Nidick, author of Clean Cocktails. And we have the amazing chef Jesse Jones here to fire up the grill for the weekend.
Plus, we're going to check out a very cool water park in the Jersey Shore area. And meteorologist Mike Favetta is here with our holiday forecast. And I know he's tracking that big tropical storm heading for Florida. If you have travel plans, make sure to stick around. So, Kara, let's get on to the news. 70 members of New Jersey's elite Task Force One are on their way to Florida. Task Force One specializes in search, rescue, and recovery. Many of the crew has been trained in advanced search and rescue, so they will help to dig through the rubble of the Chaplin Tower. This unit has deployed 8 times as search and rescue crew since 2016. That story gets sadder and sadder every day since it's happened.
It is heartbreaking, that story, and it's just so bizarre, really. You just can't imagine that it just collapsed like that.
Yeah,
the whole thing. I'm glad they're sending them, and I certainly hope they find someone in there. But
but think about all of the other high rises along that coast.
Absolutely.
They need to get to the bottom of that, and quickly, because if there is something with the weather being near the water that could have affected that, I mean, a lot of bills
it needs to be addressed
very quickly.
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, Lisa, are you planning on wearing a mask to your 4th of July barbecue or celebration?
No. Are you?
Yeah, I didn't think so. No, I'm not. But State Health Commissioner Judy Pericelli says, bring your mask with you. She says even vaccinated people may want to mask up if you are going to be at a very large gathering. So I still think, kind of keeping it small, plan to be going out for dinner. But other than that, not really trying to be in crowds just yet.
Exactly. And again, everybody's comfort level is different. I went to the hair salon yesterday and mask free and everything was fine. The girl after me requested that the beautician wear a mask, follow all the protocols that have been in place. So, I mean, you have to do what makes everyone comfortable.
That's really it. That's it.
And be respectful. That's number one.
That's the number one thing. And I don't know, Lisa, if you've been driving around at all, but traffic has been horrible since the pandemic ended. I'm going to put it in quotes because it's not really over. But they needed a special report to figure out that our area is considered the worst in the nation for traffic congestion. Could have just asked any one of us. The Texas A&M Transportation Institute says New York and the Newark area have the worst traffic in the nation. We beat out LA, which held the distinction for many years. Drivers in the region were delayed by almost 500,000 hours in 2020 when nobody was on the roads. And the average commuter spent 56 hours in traffic throughout the year. So yeah, it's just dismal driving around here.
Oh, definitely. And you see it. I mean, it's back to, I think, 2019 levels.
I think it's worse. I think it might be worse because I think people are antsy to be out of their house. And I think sometimes people just go out for a ride or take a trip that they wouldn't otherwise have to take. And the congestion is horrific lately.
Yeah. So, sometimes it makes me miss the pandemic days.
I say that all the time. I'm like, oh, the best part about the pandemic was there was nobody on the roads.
Exactly. Just kidding. We don't want to go back.
No. We don't want to go back to that. I'm just saying it had, they're all few and far between, but it had its perks.
Yes. Well, Kara, let's get the 4th of July weekend started, shall we?
Absolutely.
And what better way to do that than with a good drink? Joining us is our good friend and author of Clean Cocktails, Beth Nidick. Beth, how are you? I missed you. I haven't seen you.
I know. Hi, my gorgeous ladies. I know, exactly. Today we're not just making a cocktail. We're making a margarita bar.
Ooh, very cool.
I know. So we're gonna have those smaller celebrations. It's really easy to plate something like this with all your veggies for garnishes. But first, we need to start with the syrup, because the syrup for me is one of the most important parts of the actual cocktail. So this syrup, we're actually going to use the rinds of the fruit. And this is literally how you do it. It's super easy. Take a peeler. You're just going to peel off the top layer of the grapefruit. So 1 grapefruit, 2 limes, and 4 lemons, right like this. You have all these huge pieces. You're going to put it into a pot with a little bit of honey, with about a half a cup of honey, and you're gonna let it simmer and seep, and you're gonna have this most delicious citrus flavor in your honey syrup, and it comes out looking like this. So this is the only honey that you're going to use, right? Super easy to keep in your car, keep in the fridge, keep in your car too. Keep it for 5 days.
Don't put it in the car. It's too hot.
It's really, really easy. But that's something you can put over anything. You can put on pancakes, you can put it on waffles, you can put it in your tea, but it has the citrus tones to it underneath. It's really, really good. So let's get started on our cocktail, shall we? So do you guys have favorite cocktails?
Beth, I have your book, and when I have company over, I usually pull something out of it, and I have yet to find one that I don't like. So,
well, I appreciate that. So this one is, I love the cocktail recipes. We have a lot of great ones. The book's right there, but we have this one. We're going to do a little special because we're going to make a salted rim. Do you guys like going? Remember we used to go to bars and get salted rim margaritas?
Yes.
Yeah.
So we're going to do our own. You take a little piece of lime and you literally just run it along the top. And this is some chili powder and salt. I'm just going to dip it right in.
Chili powder. That's interesting.
Chili powder. A little bit. You know, if you're going to put a jalapeno margarita, why not a chili powder top? I hope you guys can see it. It's just like a nice
it's got that little
rim
color to it. Yeah.
A little rim to it. Okay, so we're going to start making the cocktail now. So this is not your normal margarita cocktail because I need to mess it up a little bit and make you think about what you're putting into your body. So we're using mezcal. Do you guys ever have mezcal before?
No.
But I know it's different than tequila, right? Slightly.
It's different. You know, tequila to me has that sweet tone. Mezcal has more of a smoky tone, and this is mezcal amaras. And I like saying that anyway because it sounds like fancy. It's organic. It's made from organic agave. And when you're thinking about the tequila that you're putting into your cocktail, I want you to think about the flavor profile of the actual tequila. Because this one is so special. It's got pumpkin seeds, leather, and cacao, but still has that bright finish in the end. Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I want you to think about not just the fruits and the sugars that you're putting into your cocktails, but also those spirits and what that actually tastes like. Because all the different tequilas, you know, our celebrity tequilas versus a small batch tequilas, there's a lot of different flavors. And this one I like also because I think this one is made in underground ovens. You know, I went to their website and was looking at it. This is what I actually went to the store yesterday and I was like, make sure you have this in stock for me. Okay, so we're going to make the cocktail. So I'm going to add 4 ounces of mezcal and 2 ounces of my citrus honey syrup. You know, we already have ice in here. We're going to shake that up. So it's nice and cold. Remember, you want to show it's cold to the touch in the bottom of the shaker. Oh, it's nice and ready. In our cup, we're going to add ice, which sometimes I do forget, but today I did not forget the ice. I'm going to fill that up with ice. But the other thing I want to fill it up with before I put my liquor in is I want to fill it up with some blueberries. I want to fill it up with some watermelon, right? I'm going to fill it up with some cantaloupe. Like whatever you have, I think we forget that you can really dress up the glass and dress up what you're drinking because then you have soaked fruit at the end. It's almost like a sangria.
I was going to say, I'm thinking sangria now that you're putting fruit in there for sure.
A little sangria margarita. We're going to pour this over the top. So we are going to have our beautiful, beautiful cocktail drink. I'm going to garnish that. I made a little spear with some blueberries and watermelon. And there is your margarita for your Independence Day.
That is beautiful, Beth.
Okay? I'm not going to drink at 9 o'clock in the morning. But then I also wanted one more thing before I wanted to tell you guys about these. These are ketchup bottles that I got from a dime store. This one has tequila. The green one has lime, and the yellow one has lemon. You can set up in your house or in your backyard a couple plates of fruit, some ice, some cups. These to make it really fun for your guests and have a nice little party for your Independence Day barbecue.
And I like that because I feel like it is a great idea. And I feel like then people can kind of tailor their drink too. So if they find it a little too strong, they can put more juice. If they want it stronger, they can put a little more tequila. They can kind of play with it once they pour their glass.
Exactly. I love it. You know, print out a little menu, a little information about the spirits that you're putting in. So people really think like when you're drinking something or you're eating something, I know Cucina, you love to cook, my little friend Cara.
Yes.
But you know, what you're putting into your body, and it needs to go from A to Z. Like think about the ice you're putting into your drinks. Think about the spirits and the flavor profile. Because, you know, if you can have something that tastes so smoky and has those like fruity, fresh flavors like this does, you know, you're making a taste changer cocktail. I love it.
Yeah, absolutely. And I love, you know, like I said, I have your book and I use it regularly. Even your syrups, to go back to the beginning, I like you said, I make them, I stash them in my refrigerator. I use them more. I probably use them most often when I'm sick, actually, because I'll put them in my tea and I'm like, oh, this one's ginger and honey and citrus. This one's this. I'm like, let me just get it all in there.
Exactly. And this one having those citrus tones. And that's something, sometimes our fruit's going bad. I'll take it, I'll use the peeler, I'll peel it all off and I'll really let it sit and soak. And then you have it in the freezer. But guess what? The refrigerator, it also freezes. I'll make ice cubes out of it. So it's really versatile in everything you make, not just your cocktails. But again, it's going back to the fresh, full, whole ingredients. I like the organic ones that you're putting into your body and putting into your cocktails so you can enjoy your evening.
Beth, we're coming over this weekend for sure.
Absolutely.
Where can people find out more about you and the book?
You can find me on all social media at bethneidick.com, and the book is available on Amazon and all the online retailers. But I do ask you, if you have a local bookstore, please call them up, ask them if they have the book. They can order it for you, because I always say, let's support our local.
Love it.
I love it.
Thank you so much, Beth. Happy 4th of July.
Thank you. Love you, ladies. Bye. Thanks, everybody.
Bye. Thanks, Beth. All right, Lise, let's bring in our other good friend, meteorologist Mike Favetta, for a check of our holiday weekend weather. Good morning, Mike. How are you?
Good morning. Oh, dealing with the clouds, dealing with the rain. What a storm last night.
Yeah, you're not kidding.
Yeah.
They were impressive. Some really big storms. By the way, first time I'm seeing Lisa this morning. Congratulations on the Emmy nomination.
Oh, thank you
That's
so much.
right.
I know. It's very, very exciting.
It is very
big
exciting.
news.
Yes, we'll talk more about that in a bit, but we've got plenty of weather to talk about because we've got a big holiday weekend coming up, and with the weekend weather, obviously outdoor plans. I think you'll be okay for this afternoon. It's tomorrow. That's a bit iffy, especially with some clouds and showers returning. First, we've got a hurricane on our hands. Ladies, this is the first hurricane of the 2021 Atlantic hurricane season. Elsa was named just an hour ago, in fact, happened at 8:05 this morning. And you can see a pretty well-defined storm here. Here's the storm center, and it's actually working over toward the Lesser Antilles. These are the islands here that are out in the southeastern Caribbean that will bear the brunt of a low-end Category 1 storm, 75-mile-per-hour maximum sustained winds. However, this storm is forecast to stay at this low-grade intensity for the next several days as it tracks its way westward into the southern Caribbean and then goes over Puerto Rico. We'll talk more about that in just a bit, but for New Jersey's weather today, we have some clouds, and you can see all the cloud cover here across the state that will linger for likely the next several hours. So, here we are in New Jersey, and you can see lots of that gray sky as the clouds work their way in, but clearing occurs later on today. So with today's highs that climb to 80, we'll get a little bit of sunshine before the sun sets, and then it's right back to some clear sky this evening. However, there's rain on the way for tomorrow. In fact, tomorrow's weather on your 3-day forecast looking pretty gray with some showers around. Plan on keeping the umbrella close by. Any outdoor plans probably need to kind of run inside or run under the awning. If you're doing any grilling, Sunday and Monday looks fantastic. I'll give you those details coming up in our next weather.
You know what looks fantastic about Sunday and Monday? The temperatures. It
Yes.
was so brutal this week.
It does. It warms up nicely, as well as warming up well into the upper 90s, I think, by Tuesday and Wednesday. So there's another mini heat wave, I think, that could come in after the heels of all of the record-setting heat for the month of June that we just had. I'll show you those numbers in just a few minutes. Our weather intern, John, put together this awesome graphic detailing just how hot it got in Newark this past week.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right, Mike, thanks so much. We look forward to it. We'll see you in just a little bit.
Next, we're cooking up something for the 4th of July with Chef Jesse Jones.
2020 felt like a dark tunnel, and while 2020 is over, the impact is not. The pandemic affected both our physical and mental health.
We started the Cody Fund for Mental Health to change lives, so we want you to know about NJ211.
It's a referral service for anyone in crisis, even children.
I'm living proof that there's light at the end of the tunnel.
And it's not a train, it's help. It's NJ211.
The American Lung Association invites you to join us outside in 2021 for our Fight for Air Climb events. Now more than ever, we need you in the fight for clean air and healthy lungs. Let's go outside and climb, because every step counts. Visit us at lung.org.
Welcome back to the New Jersey Morning Show. Kara, we've talked about this roller coaster before on the show, and this isn't good news for it. State ride inspectors shut down the El Toro roller coaster at Six Flags Great Adventure. They say there was a, quote, partial derailment of the wooden coaster. A video posted to YouTube shows the coaster stopped on the track. According to NJ 101.5, a Six Flags spokesperson says, quote, the train safety systems worked as designed. El Toro opened in 2006. It climbs up to 19 stories and has a first drop of 176 feet at 76 degrees. The coaster reaches speeds of more than 70 miles per hour as the trains roll along a 4,400 feet of track.
Yeah, that's an older one. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got mixed up because I know they opened the new one.
They did just open a new one, and that's what I thought we were talking about, that it got shut down already. But no, that's one of the older ones. But yeah, it's it's always a scary thing, but I do think it, clearly it did work as designed and was able to keep everybody safe. But it's always a scary thing to think about.
Oh, definitely.
So Lisa, it's 4th of July weekend. What is 4th of July weekend without a little bit of barbecue? And of course, we had to bring in the best. Chef Jesse Jones is going to be joining us. He's making some apple cider brine chicken. Good morning, Chef.
Hey, are you ready?
We are always ready for some Chef Jesse. What do you got for us this weekend?
You know what? I'm sharing my famous apple cider brine recipe. It's one of my go-to recipes, brine recipes for my chicken. And obviously it's in the cookbook. So I'm gonna start with a little grapeseed oil.
Chef, while you're putting that together, can you just explain to everybody, if they don't know, what a brine is and what is the purpose of it?
Well, the purpose for me is I like to season my meat all the way through, and so it's not so much marinating, but it's just kind of like getting some moisture, getting some flavor in there, giving you that first labor of love, that first foundation of flavor. And then, so you don't have to really worry about seasoning it anymore. You can put some sauce on it. It's just going to, once you put the sauce, it's going to elevate it even more. Some people don't like to brine because of the salt content, so you don't have to put as much salt as I'm putting in mine. This is a half gallon, and I'm doing a half a cup of salt and half a cup of brown sugar. So you can cut that down and just let it, in the refrigerator, let it go a little longer. So it's up to you. Or to brine or not to brine. That's the question, right? Everybody got to do their own thing, right? So,
but today we're brining. So what else goes in there?
Everybody, you got to do your own thing. There's principles of cooking, but it's all about love. I mean, me going telling my grandmother, my mother, what they're gonna do in the kitchen, not gonna happen. So, so I'm gonna tell you, the ingredients are very simple. But like I said, this will buck your kneecaps. It's sliced onions, Granny Smith apples. I got some pickling spice, a little bit of garlic, some fresh ginger juice, like to juice that, a little brown sugar, and kosher salt. This is a half a cup of brown sugar, half a cup of kosher salt to a half a gallon of water and apple juice. So, if you want to do a gallon, more meat you have, so you may have to double this recipe to bulk it up. So I'm going to start with some little onions. Saute that up, and the apples. Pretty much everything goes in. I got my pan hot already. Put your garlic in. Soon, hopefully, things opening back up, we'll be able to cook in person and you'll be able to taste it.
Yeah.
Now what I like to do is you can toast the pickling spice in the oven, but I like to just add it in as I'm sauteing so it can permeate, bring out all that sweetness of the herbs. of the spices. And what's in this pickling spice is a little combination of coriander, allspice, bay leaves, red pepper, crushed red pepper, and one secret I can't tell you unless you have to live with me and I have to take your hands. Well, pow, So now I got that in, I'm gonna add my ginger juice, let that cook. Then I have one already ready. So then after that sauteing, we're gonna make TV land like we sauteed that. We're gonna add in the apple juice, okay, And then once this comes up to a boil, don't add the brown sugar and the salt while it's boiling. Once it boils and it gets cool, you cut it off, and then you add your sugar. Your salt and your sugar, right? And your fresh thyme. I love fresh thyme. You put that in there. So after this cools down, you add your thyme, you add your sugar, you add your salt. You let it cool down. And two things you can do. I put it in a bowl. You can let it cool down all day and put it in the refrigerator, or you can put ice in it and instantly shock it and get it cold. And once you do that, you get this. And then you take your chicken and you just merge it in there, make sure it's covered. And you put this in the refrigerator overnight. I wouldn't go overnight because sometimes too long it might get too cold. You put that in the refrigerator. Now when it comes out, the next day you wash it off. You have to wash it off, and then you can season it. You don't have to if you want to, but you season it, and you get this beautiful.
Wow! Look at that. You grill that then.
It's going to be raining, Mike said. So Sunday probably perfect. You brine it Saturday, and then Sunday it's going to be ready to rock and roll. I'm gonna wipe my hands here. Wash my hands, excuse me, because I want to taste this.
Now, Chef, do you put then like a barbecue sauce on it afterwards? Now that you took a bite, he's dancing. I love it.
I'm telling y'all. Yes. This is my mom's. My mother was like the sauce queen, and so I made up this barbecue sauce. Everybody was going absolutely nuts over it, and I call it My Mommy Millie's barbecue sauce. My mom has dementia now, and it's taking a toll on me mentally. But I decided to uplift myself. I just got back from North Carolina with her, cooking with her, and I had to tell you, I had to share this with y'all. It's so funny. I cooked for her, and then she tasted my food. She said, "You know what? You should have been a cook."
Funny thing about that. That's fantastic, though, Chef. Chef, where can we get the book?
It's on Amazon. It's on Barnes & Noble. It's all over. Just Google Chef Jesse Jones. You can go to my website, chefjessejones.com. Click on books. You can order from there. We may connect in the future, and I'd love to sign it for you. And, just dream big, never give up. And that POW means passion, opportunity, and work.
I love it. Chef Jesse Jones, thank you so much for joining us this morning. Guys, we'll have the recipe up for you at njonair.com as well. Chef, happy 4th of July to you.
Happy 4th of July to you as well. You and Lisa. And Lisa, congratulations. Emmy, baby.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Our girl, absolutely.
While we wait for Mike, his camera is cooling off. Very appropriate for this week and for our wedding man. Kara, what are your 4th of July plans?
I'm working through the weekend and then going to a friend's pool for a little bit and out to dinner and for some fireworks on Sunday evening. So.
Yeah, I'm so happy the fireworks displays all these towns were able to get everything together because New York is having them, Jersey City's having them, my local town is having them. So very, very cool. And same here, just planning to chill by the pool. There's not much I can do.
Yeah, with the baby.
We'll actually be 4 months on the 4th of July. So.
Oh my goodness.
I know. I can't believe it.
It'll be her first fireworks. I can't imagine, right? I feel like it's so exciting to kind of like see the world new again through their eyes. Like, you've never seen this before.
Hopefully she won't freak out.
Yeah, I'm sure she's your kid. I don't see her freaking out over much of anything.
You should have been at her baptism a couple weeks ago.
She wasn't having any of it. Huh?
Mike Favetta is here with the weather. How you doing, Mike?
She wasn't one of those angels that just slept through the water trickling off her forehead.
You know what? The church was 500 degrees.
Oh,
it was very inappropriate. I mean, you baptize your kids so they go to heaven, and it felt like hell.
Yeah, that's irony if I ever heard it. We've got really, really warm weather ahead for this weekend, but for those that are maybe heading out to some fireworks celebrations, stick around. We've got your fireworks forecast coming up. Want to talk about the incredibly hot weather we had earlier this week. Let's hop on over to graphics because so much warm weather was occurring across New Jersey. The weather graphics will show that with temperatures that will climb up into the 90s next week, that pales in comparison to the 102 that we had on Tuesday. So we thought, all right, Tuesday, 102 degrees. We had the hottest day in almost 10 years. Nope. Wednesday went ahead and broke that record of 103 degrees, the highest temperature ever recorded in Newark for the month of June. Really, really hot stuff. Well, now we break the heat for some cooler weather today, with temperatures that will climb into the upper 70s and low 80s this afternoon. Our weather, in fact, looks quite nice. Maybe you'd head out toward the beaches, so you got your surf report here for the weekend. Today, a surfer, a diehard, hardcore surfer would certainly be out there enjoying any of those waves. Obviously, in the rain, they're getting wet anyway. Regarding the second half of the weekend, that's where I think we can enjoy much more pleasant weather, because the beach cast looks very pleasant for Sunday after tomorrow's rain. In fact, I think we get a pleasant mix of sun and clouds on Sunday with highs in the 70s along the beaches. That'll just sound fantastic and look even better because water temperatures by then will have warmed up into the low 70s, a very pleasant feeling. If you are staying maybe inland, away from the water, other cities this weekend also faring nice and pleasant with highs climbing into the upper 60s and low 70s tomorrow due to the clouds and showers. But Sunday, that's the day you can enjoy some grilling and barbecuing outside, not have to worry about the rain, not have to worry about the weather. It won't even be that incredibly hot either. We've actually got a really decent looking second half of the weekend, and it gets even more pleasant for the 5th on the observed holiday on Monday. We'll tell you all about that coming up with the 7-day forecast in just a little bit, give you the details on what to expect, especially with the awesome weather forecast by the time we get to middle of next week when that hot weather is back just in time for the pool and the beaches, those who want to head out and maybe have the week off next week.
All right, Mike, sounds good. Well, up next, Lisa, we are heading to Camden County for a look inside Sahara Sam's water park.
Hi, I'm Debbie Peterson, founder of the Wellness Gala. I'm very excited to bring you our television show, Balance Your Life with the Wellness Gala. Each week, we'll be bringing you experts in the fields of health, beauty, and wellness. We'll also bring you great tools and options to help you lead your most fulfilling life. You can watch Balance Your Life with the Wellness Gala on News 12 Plus throughout the New York metropolitan area. You can find it at Verizon Fios Channel 530 or Optimum Channel 61.
Welcome to Distinctively Outdoors. Here at Distinctively Outdoors, we help our customers seek the ultimate experience for the best outdoor design. Distinctively Outdoors provides award-winning products that you can have right in your backyard, such as breathtaking kitchens and appliances, custom pergolas, quality outdoor furniture, and our relaxing hot tubs. Visit our store today in Parsippany, New Jersey on Route 46, or call us at 973-828-1288 to help you get started on your dream outdoor environment.
Welcome back to the New Jersey Morning Show. Well, New Jersey banned smoking in Atlantic City casinos a year ago because of coronavirus. And now that's ending just in time for the 4th of July holiday weekend. The ban was part of New Jersey's health emergency, which had a provision to end the smoking ban 30 days after the end of the health emergency. So gamblers will be free to light up again starting on Sunday, but state lawmakers are considering permanently ending smoking in New Jersey's casinos. I'm not a gambler, but I'm also not a smoker. But part of the reason I'm not a gambler is because of the smoke in the casinos. So
I was going to say that is such bad news to me, because Atlantic City, it's so fun. How many bachelorette parties have you gone to with your girlfriends? And, I would love a weekend away, but the smoking really puts a damper on it because you leave, your hair is disgusting, your clothes.
And I feel it for me, because I'm not a smoker and I never have been. I'm like, I can't breathe for 48 hours after I walk out of something. For a long time, even you and I are of the age that you could still smoke in bars when we were first 21. Mm-hmm. And same thing, I hated going out because I was like, I can't, I literally cannot breathe.
Governor Cody was the acting governor, and we had his commercial a little while back. He was the one that signed the smoking ban. Every time I have seen that man out at events, I thank him because that was the single best law ever.
Yeah, no, it definitely helped. Well, listen, all right, so maybe instead of the casino lease, we go to the water park.
Yes. A new study says 72% of people want to return to a theme park this summer. But many may not be ready to handle the huge crowds at Disney and are looking for something local. Joining us now is Brandon Moore, the Regional Operations Director for Sahara Sam's Oasis Indoor and Outdoor Water Park in West Berlin. Good morning, Brandon.
Good morning. How are we doing today?
We're doing well. We're doing well. So first, tell us about Sahara Sam's. What will we find at the park?
So Sahara Sam's, it's located in West Berlin, New Jersey. We have with indoor and outdoor water park. We have on the indoor park, we have our flow rider, our bodyboard surf simulator. We have a lazy river. We have a play structure with slides off that for the kids. We have a basketball pool with some lily pads that the family and the kids can go across. We have our kiddie pool area, and then we also have our bigger slides in there for your tweens and teens and adults to go on. We've got a family raft slide. We've got some single and double tube slides. We've got a body slide also. And then we also have 2 mat racer slides indoor. Then in our outdoor park, we have a wave pool. We have our leisure pool outside, and then we have a kiddie pool outdoors also.
When are we going, Tara?
I know, right? I was like, this sounds like massive. Who even knew? So, Brandon, what changes have been made at the park to help visitors feel safe health-wise as they return to a theme park?
So as we opened up after everything, after the pandemic, after things started to slowly reopen, we had limited capacity for quite some time. We were requiring all reservations to be done online. And, we're continuing to be proactive with our team, getting out there, continuing our cleaning standards, getting, still out there cleaning on every hour, making sure the bathrooms are clean, that the tables are wiped down, that things are still being sanitized. We still are operating, right now we're operating at a limited capacity, even though the state says we can operate at 100% capacity, we're still operating, around 60-70% capacity right now. And, as we continue to get more into the summer, as we continue to hire and ramp up on our staffing levels, then we'll continue to increase that. But, the goal is to, continue to let the families have a fun time while they're at Sahara Sam's, not feel like they're, in a crowded situation.
Yeah, of course. What is the most popular attraction that you have?
So right now, the outdoor park is our most popular area. Being inside the wave pool and then the leisure pool, and with the kids in the outdoor leisure pool. It's nice for the parents also. We've got our cabanas outside, so the parents can be right there. They're in a shaded structure. It's it helps keep the separation also. So if you're looking for you're still looking for that social distancing aspect, you can be in the cabanas outside and then still have a close eye on where your family's at, where your children are playing at.
Look at that. Wow, yeah. That picture, it's massive.
That facility is incredible. Brandon, how can people get tickets or make a reservation? Can they just, decide to come for the day, or do they need to reserve in advance?
Yeah, so starting this week, we actually got rid of our required reservation. So everybody can still go online to saharasams.com. You can still purchase tickets online. If you want to walk up and purchase tickets the day of, you're more than welcome to show up at the park, and we have tickets available at the door also.
Well, thank you so much, Brandon. We definitely will make the drive down to West Berlin to check this out. It looks super cool.
Excellent. Thank you. Look forward to seeing you.
Thanks. Have a great weekend. All right, Lise. Well, let's see if it's going to be a good weekend for the water, but we may have to do the indoor water park for parts of it. Let's bring in meteorologist Mike Favetta for a check of that forecast.
Yeah, especially tomorrow, Kara.
You got to do the indoor park.
I know. And especially those that are planning any 4th of July celebrations outside, kind of just going to be stuck under an umbrella or maybe stuck inside. So not looking ideal, but you do get a little bit of a clear sky later on this evening. If you have plans for some fireworks, a lot of towns, I think they saw the weather forecast and they just went ahead and postponed their fireworks because they thought it would be raining. But there's actually a little window of opportunity. So if your town maybe still has the fireworks on for this evening and didn't go ahead and cancel, they might be a little bit of clearing just after 6 o'clock, and that could linger right through the 10 o'clock hour. That is if you're in Monmouth County, because there looks like there's a thunderstorm that arrives there later on after the dinner hour. I want to start off with the latest on Hurricane Elsa, because I have some facts for you with what happened with Elsa. I mentioned before, it was the earliest E-named storm on record, and then now that it became a hurricane, it's our first hurricane of the 2021 season. Last year was a very busy hurricane season. If you remember, we hit the Greek alphabet. We had 30 named storms. Well, this year, the E storm actually broke the record from last year, which broke the previous record, for the earliest named storm. And it broke it by 5 days, which is pretty impressive. We typically don't see the letter E storm until the end of August. So we're running very early in that sense. If you're planning to be out this weekend, you need the sunscreen on Sunday and Monday because the UV index is right back up to the high level. So we've entered the period of the year where we're not expecting to see the worst of the sun at least burn you on the warmest days. But I think there's still sunscreen is important for the second half of the year as we head out toward Saturday and Sunday. We're back up at the very high level. And a lot of folks maybe didn't get a whole lot of sun this year because the weekends have been pretty wet. But I think they'll be able to enjoy plenty of clear sky across New Jersey, especially by Sunday and Monday. If you're planning to be out, Monday is actually the best looking day. So if you have off for the observed holiday, take full advantage of it. Even with the fireworks forecast nice and clear for the evenings, I think tomorrow is the only opportunity for some widespread rain during the evening hours, but Sunday looks pretty fantastic and Monday even drier still. And it'll feel comfortable in the low 70s. Now, the 7-day forecast brings back the heat, haze, and humidity Monday and Tuesday. That'll even last with our third day of 90s on Wednesday. Some places in New Jersey may get near 90 degrees on Monday, but it stays very warm through next week with Wednesday and Thursday. Kara and Lisa Marie bringing back a little bit more of an unsettled pattern toward the end of next weekend. Why? Because the remnants of Elsa, whatever's left of Elsa, wherever Elsa goes, could actually bring some rains to New Jersey by Thursday, Friday of next week, so about a week from now.
Lovely.
Let it go, Elsa. Let it go. That's the song.
You know what the wild part about this is?
That I think of when I hear that name. So
yeah, get this. The National Hurricane Center puts out that cone of uncertainty with like a polygon to show you where the storm is going to go. Orlando, Disney is actually within that cone of Elsa.
I feel like that's appropriate.
Right?
It's appropriate.
The revenge of Elsa.
They're going to make another blockbuster out of it either way, so it's all good.
Sure, it's on the way.
Meteorologist Mike Vavetta, thank you very much, my friend. We'll talk to you in a little bit.
Next, why your home could have a new power source in a few years.
Hi, I'm Kathleen Butler-Smith, and I'm the founder of Morph Mom. I'm thrilled to introduce our show, The Happy Hour. Each week, along with my 5 co-hosts, we will feature guest speakers who share personal journeys of strength and hope, along with tips and financial tools to bring inspiration to you to find your next step. You can watch The Happy Hour on News 12 Plus throughout the New York tri-state area. You can find us on Sunday nights at 8 p.m. on Verizon Fios Channel 530 or Optimum Channel 61. See you Sunday.
Swing the hip.
Oh boy, they weren't kidding.
You're looking for a gold crown?
Sure. So you say you're helping people through. How are you doing that?
Welcome back to the New Jersey Morning Show. Well, the state just cleared the way for hundreds of wind turbines off of the coast with the ability to provide enough power for 1.1 million homes. The first turbines are expected to begin rising mid-2023, but face federal permit hurdles and opposition from fishing interests and shore communities. Atlantic Shores Farm will be located about 10.5 miles off the coast of shore towns north of Atlantic City. Ørsted's Ocean Wind will be nearly 14 miles off of Cape May. And I know this has always kind of been a controversial thing, but I feel like other than driving into Atlantic City, you almost never see any of the wind turbines. They're far enough off that I don't find them to be visually blocking anything.
No, they're actually pretty. I don't know.
I kind of enjoy them. I get it. So, hopefully, and we have a massive for a tiny state. We have a lot of coastline. We get those winds. Why not use it?
Exactly.
Absolutely. You know what? Let's bring in meteorologist Mike Vavetta, and we'll get his opinion on it because I know, Mike, you have in the past. You've done a lot of climate work anyway, so you can kind of speak to some of this stuff.
I have, yes. So the climate work that I do is primarily dealing with a lot of what changes are happening, not only with the country, but even locally. So, for instance, clients will come to me and say, well, can I have my event, outdoor event, and plan it for the next 10 years? Or will I need to put some sort of, cooling mitigation down the line going into the next, 5 to 10 year range because it gets so hot each afternoon and we have to cancel it. For instance, I'm also the meteorologist for the New York City Triathlon for the last several years. And in the last, 5 years, we've had 2 cancellations because it was too hot. It happened in the middle of a heat wave in July. This is where the swimmers will swim down the Hudson and then bike up the Henry Hudson Parkway, come back down into entering Riverside Drive on the west side, and then end in Central Park with a run. But, this all happens before 11 a.m. on a weekend morning, and yet it's still so hot that early in the morning and so humid that the runners have to essentially walk to the finish line because the staff
the heat will
and the medical teams, they don't allow them to run because it just gets so darn hot.
Oh, and I feel like that's something that, you've been talking about the left view. We've had this heat wave not only on the East Coast, but the West Coast has been, I was watching something yesterday. Canada has almost 500 people died in Canada from the heat.
And what's so sad about that, you heard of the record-setting heats, the hottest day ever in Canada was at that town, begins with the letter L. I can't remember the name. 3 days later, after the town recorded that record heat, the town burned down because of a wildfire sparked by that Trans-Canada rail line. It's a suspected starting as to the reason why that wildfire began. But there was no lightning in the area. So another example of, basic human activity when you have these very hot and dry conditions that weren't a thing, 50 years ago when a lot of that industry was built there. And so now with the amplification of these hotter heat waves, these warmer nights, and some record-setting heat, we could see a really bad wildfire season as this begins the wildfire season in the West Coast now, only gets worse as we take it into the rest of the summer.
It's just so fascinating, the whole science. I could talk hours to you about this because
I could too.
Even beyond the heat, just the seasons, growing up, there was the 4 seasons. It's not like that anymore.
No,
it's like winter and then hello summer. Like there is no spring.
The transitions are so small.
This is part of a presentation I give my intro to meteorology class at Kane University. And I have a slide that shows how the seasons are warming in New Jersey. It's all centered around New Jersey because, Kane University, we're all local here. We're all from New Jersey. And so except for the occasional Staten Island student, but we will all come.
Same thing.
We know, just like you said, Lisa Marie, we know that growing up, the weather was a little bit tamer. And now it seems like we're tracking tornadoes and storms every other day. And the data shows that, yes, that is the case. More numerous events of extreme weather happening as time goes on.
All right, Mike. Well, what do we got for this? I'm tired. I say this all the time. I feel like I'm not that old and I have lived through many once in a lifetime events, 100-year storms, 500. Yeah, I'm like, I've had enough. I have had enough exceptional things happen in my 30 some odd years. I'm good. If it could just be chill for a little while, that'd be better.
I mean, here's this. We had a blob of storms out in the Atlantic Basin last night and this morning, hurricane. So this is the case of these rapid intensification events that take over and that are happening over and over again. We could show the 7-day just to give you the idea of the hot weather that returns in the next few days upcoming, because after so much heat earlier this week, we've enjoyed the clear sky the last few days, and now the heat, haze, and humidity returns next week. We get a little break this weekend, but still hot weather on the way, a few days away that will linger into next weekend. So it's going to be a really hot summer as folks enjoy their, vaccinated plans and getting out and kind of being in public again.
Well, that's good. We'll at least take it. And the fireworks will go off for the 4th and then the 5th, as you said, for the observed holiday. So we'll, not too bad. We'll take it a day at a time.
Yeah, you bet.
Meteorologist
Mike, have a great weekend.
You too.
Thank you so much. All right, Lise. Well, Governor Phil Murphy announced Andrew Bruck would be appointed acting attorney general. Bruck, currently the first assistant attorney general, and has worked with outgoing attorney general Gerber Grewal and his executive team. Bruck will be the first openly gay attorney general in state history. Gruhl is leaving to lead the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission's Enforcement Division, which regulates financial markets. So congratulations to him. I think that's kind of exciting that we're kind of starting to see more and more of these leaders, people in positions of power that are, part of the LGBTQ community. And it's just more representation.
Definitely. Congratulations to him.
Yeah.
This came out of left field this week, Kara.
Yeah, it did.
Bill Cosby was released from prison Wednesday after the Pennsylvania Supreme Court overturned his indecent assault conviction. The state's highest court tossed Cosby's conviction as a result of an agreement he had with a prior prosecutor that would have prevented Cosby from being criminally charged in the case. The ruling bars any retrial in the case, court documents say. The 83-year-old comedian was 2 years into a 3 to 10-year prison term. I mean, talk about getting off on a technicality.
Yeah, seriously. And I know that sent, just shockwaves through a variety of, through people. It was like, how does that happen?
Wow.
But yeah,
well, anyway,
absolutely a technicality. I know,
right? God bless America, I guess, right?
Yeah, right. That's really it. Hey, listen, folks can find Chef Jesse's recipe at njonair.com, Beth Nidek's recipe at njonair.com. We'll have all that good stuff up for you for your holiday weekend. And of course, as Mike was saying, Sunday, Monday, the holiday is going to be looking good. We just have to make it through tomorrow. So not all bad all around.
No, definitely not. Kara, my friend, it's been a pleasure as always. See you next Friday.
Right before we go, we just have to, I know we've acknowledged it a couple of times, but I just want to say it as well. And I want for all of our fans to know, Lisa Marie, Emmy nominated this morning for her work that she did on a telethon, but always proud to have you by my side. So congratulations, my friend. It is well deserved.
You made history with your Emmy nomination. Being the first, right?
First on YouTube. Yes. First on YouTube. So.
We see Mike shot. Mike has his Emmy trophy. So he's an Emmy Award winner. So you see them prominently displayed. So, I'm just playing catch up to you guys.
Well, it is well deserved. I wish you the best of luck, but and people say it all the time, but it really and truly it is true. It really is an honor just to be nominated, to be counted among the best of the best. As you are, we are so proud to have you here with us. So congratulations again, my friend.
Thank you. And I thank Alzheimer's New Jersey. It all came to be because of the pandemic. Their event was closed. So they approached me and they said, what can we do to still raise money, still give a spotlight during this time? So I teamed up with News 12 Plus. They provided the platform and we put together a show, and I guess it resonated with voters. And, it's cool because it's a peer-reviewed award process. So it's not like a board of directors. It's not very political. People from around the country view the entries and then vote accordingly. So to be recognized by others in the industry is really awesome, as you know.
Yeah. Yes, it's very exciting. Lisa Marie, I hope you have
Mike.
Mike just chimed in.
The Emmys are called statuettes. You got to sound like an insider. Okay, Mike. I hope I get a statuette. And if not, it's okay too.
Exactly.
Maybe next year, the three of us.
When we put the studio together and this show gets nominated for an Emmy, that's when we will have our statuettes. Thank you, Mike. Lisa Marie, I hope you have a fabulous 4th of July weekend, my friend.
Yes, you too. And you too, New Jersey. See you next week.
Absolutely.